have a new and interesting way to travel on campus. The fight to restore the Annie Glidden House hits another bump, and the world of Harry Potter makes a visit to NIU. NTC News Tonight starts now.
You're watching NTC News, DeKalb County's only television news source, on the campus of Northern Illinois University and from the Northern Television Center. This is NTC News Tonight.
If you need a quick lift around campus, you can hop on the Pup. Good evening, everyone. I'm Amber Luckett.
And I'm Dan Kenny. Thanks for joining us.
Well, instead of running late to class, NIU students can take the Huskie Pup to get around campus without breaking a sweat.
NTC reporter Keisha Howerth has more on how NIU students are hopping on and hopping off right where they want to be.
NIU's Huskie Pup shuttle slows down for 2 students who need a ride to their next class. The 11-passenger shuttle has been running since the beginning of the month, but many students still aren't aware of how the new transit system works.
You are walking along and a Huskie tram comes your way, you flag it down, and now you're able to get from point A to point B a little bit faster.
And in an effort to get more students to their destination faster, the university will be adding 3 new shuttles this week. Williams says the new shuttles will address the problems students have had in trying to ride the Huskie Pup.
One of the things discouraging students from using the buses are these door handles. Some don't realize that they have to push these silver buttons just to open it, and they get frustrated and just leave.
The new shuttles will have flaps instead of metal doors, which the university hopes will give a more welcoming vibe.
We're the first university to do something like this, so it's entirely different, and we're learning along with the students.
And in that learning process, NIU will continue to look at other ways in which they can improve the Huskie Pup. In DeKalb, this is Keisha Howerth, NTC News.
The Huskie Pup runs a route from the Recreation Center to the MLK Commons. Students, staff, and faculty can hop on the shuttle anytime they see it.
Despite the past attempts of a local DeKalb group trying to save the Annie Glidden House, the NIU Foundation says the group can either raise the money or they're demolishing it. The foundation doesn't want the house to be restored in its current location. They said if anything good came from the last 2 months of renovations, it's that the roof will be protected from the upcoming winter. The house was owned by Glidden, who lived there for more than 20 years in the early 1900s. The foundation later bought the house for $200,000 in 1977.
Police will try and stop some of the scare this Halloween weekend. Police will crack down on drunk driving this weekend, enforcing the drive sober or get pulled over very aggressively. Enforcements want to remind drivers that even buzz driving is not safe. Tips for the law for this weekend include taking a taxi, having a designated driver, or staying at the location of the party.
If you're a little upset about money for printing, you're not the only one.
Here at NIU, students are angry that Student Association gives them less money for printing. This causes them to be unprepared for classes.
NTC reporter Phoenix Drew has more on how students are paying the price to print.
It's 9:45 a.m. on a Monday as students head into a computer lab on campus to swipe their one cards to print out those last sheets needed before their classes. With the credit being cut in half from $14 to now $7, senior elementary education major Amanda Schaefer writes up a letter to get the petition going on change.org in order to keep up with her assignments.
It's very important to us that we're getting our homework done, and they want us to get good grades, and they want us to reflect that NIU is a good university. So I don't believe that they would withhold that from us if that's what we truly want, and that's where we want our technology fee to go.
As the print quota went into effect fall of 2012 here at the university, Senior Director of Information Services Nick Chobin gives insight that not only was there a decline in the pages printed, but in fact there will be no free printing in 2015 for NIU students due to the university's 2020 Go Green vision.
It was really part of the President's Vision 2020 proposal some years ago, greening up the university in terms of conserving resources. 8 to 9 million pages If you think about it, that's a lot of trees. So it's really an environmental component to this, as well as a cost savings.
When it comes to printing, as a student swipes their one card, the university's printers will not only show how many pages that he or she is printing out, but it will also show the exact dollar amount that the student has left after they have printed. While some students are worried about the decrease in printing credit, others may have an outstanding balance that can't be combined through their Huskie bucks, causing them not to care about the credit given to students.
I don't feel like NIU is here to fund your printing. Like, they give you an amount. It's up to you to add more money onto your card. I mean, you're in college, you should be working to add $5 to your card.
While the online-based petition has just about 400 signatures, Amanda hopes that the last 100 will benefit the students here at the university. If you are a student at NIU looking to sign the petition, the website you can log on to is www.change.org. From DeKalb, this is Phoenix Drew reporting from NTC News.
If you are a student here at NIU and want to sign the petition, visit the change.org website.
Starting next week, certain buildings on campus will have to do without heat for a while. The outage is due to emergency repairs occurring in the East Heating Plant's main steam lines. Davis, Faraday, Latourette, Loudon, Montgomery Hall, and the Sociology Computer Science Building will not have heat or hot water during the period of this time. A temperature of 64 degrees will be maintained in the building, but it is still recommended to bring a sweater. With the weather being as unpredictable as it is, you should probably bring a sweater.
Brittany Merleau is here now to give us the weather 411. Brittany, have we seen the last of our warm days?
I know you guys are all wanting me to say no, but I mean, we're rolling into November and the temperatures are plunging as we speak. Let's take a look at tomorrow's temperatures actually. We're gonna see temps in the low to mid 50s tomorrow, with some rain entering in our area. We do see the sun poking out in Kankakee for a little bit, but not too long. So for more on this temperature plunge in our future, stick with us. You're watching NTC News Tonight.
Still to come, NIU hosts a tournament fit for a wizard. You're watching NTC News Tonight.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Hey? God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back, everyone. Man, we went from 71 degrees all the way down to 48 degrees, a 27-degree temperature plunge we were going through. And tonight we're expected to see a low of 32. And if that wasn't enough, the cold, our days are getting shorter and shorter. We've now entered into the 5 o'clock hour for sunset. And today we saw these overcast clouds all throughout the day just linger in the DeKalb area. And this is why. Well, first of all, we had our first cold front push through that dropped us down to the mid-50s. And up here to the north, we have a second cold front about to come through. It's bringing these clouds into our area, rain off to the east, and snow up in Canada. That close to us it is. Thursday night, it's going to push even further south and a little more to the west, dipping down, bringing us some showers by Thursday night. Now, Halloween outlook, of course, those temperatures are going to continue. We have this jet stream that just keeps wanting to dip down, bringing in this cold pocket of air down to us. Thankfully, most of the rain and the snow should stay off to the east. Now, as we move into tonight, we're going to see those partly cloudy skies becoming clear a little bit later on tonight. We're going to see temperatures down to 32 degrees. Tomorrow night, tomorrow, partly sunny skies. The sun is actually going to peek out. We're going to see high of 51 degrees, and we're going to have a slight chance of showers after 1 p.m. as that cold front moves into our area. Now, by tomorrow night, it's definitely going to be here. So we're going to have mostly cloudy skies and showers in the late evening, and a low of about 35 degrees. Now what we're all been waiting for, will our Halloween forecast make you scream? And honestly, I think it will. We got Friday, here we go. We're going to temperatures of a high of 41 degrees. Doesn't sound too bad, right? But we're gonna have sustained winds of 20 to 25 miles per hour, and we're gonna have gusts up to 40 mile per hour gusts of wind, which is gonna bring our feel-like temperature with our wind chill to a high of 32 degrees on Halloween during the day. Now our night is gonna be much colder. We're gonna see a low of 27. The winds are gonna start to calm, so it's not gonna feel as cold, but we do actually have a chance for some flurries on Friday night. It's a possibility, nothing crazy, nothing will stick, but you might see some snow falling. It is gonna be one of those unique Halloweens. We are about 14 degrees below our normal average temperature, and that is the coldest Halloween we've had in 18 years. 18 years. And out of all the Halloweens, 9% of them have been about this cold, so it's a pretty unique Halloween we're gonna experience. But here we go into my 7-day forecast. That front's gonna push through Thursday night, dropping our temperatures down to 41, but it's gonna feel like 32. Very, very windy. It's gonna stay like that throughout the weekend. Temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. Then a warm front, well, a warm pocket of air, I should say, is gonna push up, bring us back to the lower 50s, but it's gonna bring rain and clouds along with it. Now that's it for my 7-day forecast. Let's send it back to the desk.
Thanks, Brittany. With Halloween just days away, costume ideas are a must. Will you be scary or sexy?
NTC's Emily Neely gives us the scoop on why you think women choose sexy costumes for Halloween. Now here's what you told us.
I think a lot of women dress sexily or sexy because they have confidence and they want to be someone other than themselves.
I wouldn't say it's sexy. It's more like slutty.
They want attention and they want to be they want to be noticed when they're out.
Girls, on the other hand, you know, if they get the chance to dress up pretty, they would like to dress up pretty.
I'm guessing it's because they want to look sexy for one night. Maybe they want to show more for one night.
Thanks, Emily. So, Amber, what are you being for Halloween?
Well, I was going to be a ninja, but I guess I should probably change my costume.
Who's to say?
Amazon is coming to Illinois big time.
And a fertilizer plant is looking to grow jobs in Illinois. Let's take a look at the news making headlines across today's state lines. Amazon says it will spend $75 million on a new distribution facilities in Illinois. That could mean 1,000 new jobs in the next 3 years. The Chicago area is a potential location. The decision to build in Illinois likely means the online retailer must collect sales taxes from Illinois residents.
The Illinois Department of Commerce says the chemical company has decided to build a $1.4 million fertilizer plant in eastern Illinois. Cronus Chemicals will build the plant just out of Tuscola. It's expected to employ about 175 people.
An Iowa man has been charged with stealing more than $2.5 million from his former employee in Illinois. Authorities say 47-year-old Dominic Scudeller of Davenport stole from Bitco Insurance by approving payments to fake entities that he created and transferring the money for himself.
Amtrak ticket sales have dropped an average of 4% in Illinois this past year on routes with downstate corridors going to Chicago. Amtrak puts much of the blame on late arrivals and departures caused by freight trains interference. And that's today's State Lines. What should have lifted off completely went downhill for NASA.
And hot flowing lava gets closer to people's homes. Here's what's happening in today's World Watch.
On Monday, the launch of a supply rocket to the International Space Station was delayed because a boat came into the launch area. Yesterday, it turned into a $200 million explosion on the launch pad in Virginia. The Antares rocket blew up as it lifted off. The craft was contracted by NASA to make supplies and material for experiments for the space station. Luckily, no one was hurt.
A 2,000-degree river of molten rock is inching its way towards a village in Hawaii. The lava flow is getting closer to destroying homes. It's coming from Kilauea volcano, moving at about 30 feet an hour. At its current rate, it will cut the town's main streets in less than 2 days.
Emergency crews in Sri Lanka are desperately searching for survivors in a major landslide. Sri Lanka's Disaster Management Center says it happened in the country's Badula district. 6 bodies have been recovered with about 300 people missing. At least 140 homes have been destroyed.
An Iraqi Kurd official says Peshmerga forces from Iraq are heading towards the besieged city of Kobani in northern Syria. One convoy carrying heavy weapons is already on the move and will continue by land into Turkey. Fighters are expected to join Syrian Kurds in the ongoing battle against ISIS militants. And that's today's World Watch.
The wizardry from the Harry Potter series made its way to NIU. Hi everyone, I'm Brett Tudela for NTC Sports. The Quidditch Club hosted its 3rd annual tournament at the outdoor sports complex. NTC News reporter Josh Augustin covered the weekend-long event to get an idea of how the game is played on campus.
An intense scorer from discharging Quidditch player sets the tone for the next possession. With their broomsticks and void balls, these students tackle and tumble in the co-ed contact sport inspired by the Harry Potter series. And with fanfare to boot, the players get rough as students tackle, jockey for position, and stream down the field to score. And many of these students were inspired to play because of their favorite book or movie, perhaps.
The involvement fairs here at NIU, and I saw the table for it, and I thought to myself, I'm a big fan of Harry Potter, I might as well try this out.
And with their inspiration, seekers try to catch the snitch runner, beaters get members of the opposite team out of play, and chasers try to score past the keeper. We have this quaffle here, and in order to score 10 points, you have to toss it through this hoop, and then they have these broomsticks which they keep between their legs, kind of like in the books in Harry Potter and the movies as well. Fans like Ron Hernandez see the intensity and passion of the sport as a way to express their love of the popular series.
It get pretty intense. You get a lot of Big Ten teams, schools that just train.
Okay.
They breed Quidditch. It's in some situations it's kind of like they just get run over. But it's kind of nice to see how some teams can hold their own against it. The competitive edge.
And as these teams practice and relax, they advance through the intramural tournament with hopes of being crowned the Quidditch champions. They get to enjoy the love of the magical sport, just without the flying golden snitch. I'm Josh Augustin, reporting for NTC News.
That looked really fun and intense just to watch here in the studio. Moving forward, NIU had their basketball media day yesterday, and athletic director Sean Frazier announced a new high for Husky student athletes. NIU posted an 89% graduation success rate in the latest NCAA reports. That percent ranks them the best in the Mid-American Conference and is 7 percentage points higher than the national Division I average. Here you can see recent graduates, basketball players Axel Bolin and volleyball players Sarah Angeles and Tori Helber. This marks the 7th straight year that the Huskies GSR topped 80% and tops last year's mark of 85%. That's it here for me from sports this week. We'll see you next week.
Coming up, we have more on the perfect park for your dog to run around and play in.
Let money just blow out of your house. So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Get more great tips at energysaver.gov.
DeKalb's search for a permanent dog park is narrowing down.
Here's more on the story. on what they are doing to sniff out a new location. Ironically, Cats Park is the only public park in DeKalb where you can let your dog off the leash. However, Cats Park is only the temporary dog park, as park board commissioners are still scouting potential locations for a permanent home. The top 3 potential suitors are Cats Park, Hopkins Park, and Gwen Ellen Brooks Park. Parks that already have running water, a parking lot, and a fence that separates big dogs from the small dogs like this one stand out.
And in terms of the amount of open space that we need, in terms of the amount of infrastructure that's nearby, these to me seem to be the 2 strongest candidates.
The 2 strongest candidates that the commissioner is referring to are Cats and Brooks Park. Cats is regularly expanding, as it recently just added this shaded area for people to sit down and enjoy the show. If selected, they plan on pushing this fence back a ways to create more space for the dogs to play. The DeKalb Board of Commissions wants at least 3 to 4 acres of open land for the select permanent dog park that they choose. As you can see behind me, there is a ton of open area that dogs can run free, play, and have fun. Isn't that right, Mia? Unlike a dog park, a backyard has constricted space where the dogs could play. But some people prefer it over the current dog park that DeKalb has in place.
I believe they're good and bad. Good because it gives dogs that are actually trained a chance to play with other dogs and have fun. Bad because if you take your dog that's not trained, it just won't be fun for your dog or any other dog. Yeah, I've had people say, hey, bring your dog over and play with mine. I'm like, I know how your dog is. No, thank you.
DeKalb won't have enough money in their budget for a permanent dog park until March of next year. On a good day, Cats Park could see over a few hundred people walk through this gate. It seems like that's not going to change anytime soon. From DeKalb, I'm Dan Kenny, NTC News.
Aw, those are some cute dogs. Hopefully DeKalb figures out a solution soon.
Well, DeKalb wouldn't have enough money for a new park until March of next year, so we'll keep close on the story for any future updates.
But in the meantime, make sure you turn back your clock Saturday night so you don't sleep in Sunday morning.
And change the battery of your smoke detectors if needed.
NTC News Tonight is produced and directed by students here at Northern Illinois University. We want to thank you for being with us tonight.
Enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll be back at the same time, same place next week. Thanks for watching.
Goodbye, everyone.